What's going on, my friend? It's Jeff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are answering the question, how much rest is optimal, right? And how many reps are optimal for max gains, okay? So let's dive in here. Do you know how much you should rest between sets? Or do you know how many reps are enough, right, in a given workout? These are questions that people routinely want me to answer in my emails that I get on a, I'd say, weekly basis, right? So here is the simplest answer I can give you if those two questions are on your mind. Now, the higher the load or effort relative to any given repetition maximum of yours, right? Regardless of what that number is, the more you should and or will need to rest between sets, and the less number of reps you'll be able to do per set. And now some people might be wondering, yeah, but how about EMOM? Is that good? And how many sets should I get in a workout? Again, let's go back to that definition. We'll just rewind it, okay? So said differently, the general rule of thumb is the lighter the weight relative to your maximum, the more reps you'll be able to get or do per training session, and the less you'll need to rest between sets. This is why I generally recommend two different training RMs for people. The first one is 4 to 5 RM, and that's for pure strength, okay? And the second is 10 RM, which mildly breaks down to 8 or 12 RM. It kind of, that range opens up a little bit. And that's for building maximum strength and muscle mass. And in the first case, sets of 1 rep are going to be way easier for you than sets of 4 reps with that 5 rep max, right? And in the second case, 5 reps in a set are way easier for you using a 10 rep max than using 8 or 9 reps per set with that 10 rep max. Okay, now, why is that? Well, it's not only because of the effort relative to your maximum, but because of biology. So lower reps equal lower time under tension. And typically, these are easier to recover from than the higher reps. And that's because they use less cellular energy. And typically, they're less neurologically taxing as well. On the flip side, higher reps equal greater time under tension. And here the converse is also true. They being the higher reps, right, use more cellular energy. And depending on the load, the closer those reps are to your maximum effort, right, that RM, the more neurologically taxing they are. For example, if you're doing sets of 9 with your 10 RM, the mistake most guys make, right, is they chase their effort. That was intense, bro! Right, by using either too heavy a weight to begin with or reps that are too close to the repetition maximum. Now, look, I'm not saying you can't get away with this when you're young, like in the 18 to 25 range, or if you're on steroids. But if that's not you, and I'm betting it's not, right, then this type of training will literally grind you into powder into the long run. So if that's the case, what should you do instead, right? Well, you train off of that 5 RM, or I guess we could say 4 to 6 RM for pure strength, or train off of the 10 RM, again, 8 to 12 RM for a combo of strength and muscle mass. And then here is the key, right? You keep your reps in a zone where you move your kettlebell quickly, but, right, at a constant speed from rep to rep, right? So if your rep speed slows down or you have to stop mid-set to catch your breath, well, you've gone too heavy or your set is too intense, right? To use the gym bro language that we grew up with back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, right? Now, doing or training this way keeps you seeing results from workout to workout, from week to week, and month to month. And here's the key, without burning yourself out or getting injured, assuming that you're using the correct technique. Yeah, but what if I want to build my endurance or my work capacity? Well, it's exactly the same thing. You just extend the duration of your training session and add sets accordingly. So that's where you start. What does that look like? Well, we'll throw an example up here for you on the screen here. So let's say you start with sets of 5 with your 10 repetition maximum, and you do that for 20 minutes. Then again, to build that endurance or that work capacity, you keep using those sets of 5 with your 10 RM, but you push it out for 25 minutes, okay? And then you do that again and you push the duration of your training session out to 30 minutes, right? And that ends up being, in most cases, over the course of time, I'm not saying, immediately, but over the course of the time, you end up doing about 50% more work, right, than when you started, when you compare the 30 minutes to the 20 minutes. Okay. So for example, what does that look like? 60 reps in 20 minutes is an average of 30 reps in 10 minutes. So if you add another 30 reps in another 10-minute block for 30 minutes total, well, you've completed 90 total reps, right? Or a 50% increase. So hopefully this is all making sense to you and clears some things up about rest between sets, reps in a set, right? And total reps per workout. along with the RMs. The RMs are kind of a bonus in there. But admittedly, some of this can be hard to program yourself. I get it. One of the simplest programs that has all this info in a done for you manner, right? By using just, I love that word, just the clean and press, right? The single kettlebell clean and press or the double kettlebell clean and press, right, is in the video description below. It's a customer favorite, okay? Now, if you want to do more than just the clean and press, right, there's another program you can check out that uses the double kettlebell clean and press, the double kettlebell front squat, and the single kettlebell snatch. And most guys find that more than enough. I'll leave the link to that program, which again is a done for you program and has all the reps and everything and the RMs figured out for you. I'll leave that link in the video description below. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Click the like button, smash the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already, and share this with a friend you know who likes to go intense, but maybe is going a little too hard. And finally, leave me a comment in the comment section below, but be cool about it, right? Tell me what your experience has been with going too hard and finding the sweet spot and making progress in your training, all right? Until next time, my friend, stay strong.